Welcome to the Christed Masters Twin Flame Live. We are going to work with the Christed Masters and we're going to do oracle card readings. I'm probably going to talk about some topics, why we do this, etc. We're going to do a meditation and we're going to see where that leads us. I prepared some oracle cards here to be used by me to speak about things. The meditation will be pretty open. I'm very curious what it will bring myself. Don't forget that we do these lives to be interactive, right? So you can, of course, always write something in the chat. Type. And then I know who you are, what you're doing. Maybe let me know where you're watching from. So, where is your place on earth? Write it down. That would be fun to know for me. And you can touch all kinds of super nice emoticons and whatnot. So, yeah. So, what is that? The Christed Masters and Twin Flames. What on earth do they have got to do with each other? I hope that we're going to express a little bit more about that. And maybe also about why I talk about it, why me, something like that. Yeah, and I hope that through this entire broadcast and also, of course, the recording when you see it will transpire the healing power that it is about. Because the healing power that I bring brings true twin flames in harmonious union, and it will be the start of a life in which your energy system will be healed as well, leading to the golden flow in your energy system. And all of that will lead you to a life that really is some sort of restarting, or like starting for the first time or for the very last time, falling in love for the very last time with your true twin flame by your side, enjoying and savoring the love of the divine itself, because that's what twin flames are. They are there, the lovers, the companions, the best friends, the mission partners that are always here through you receiving divine love directly. And that's where they are your partner in that flow, in that love. When you start to do that in harmonious union and repairing your energy flow, you will start to build an entirely sort of fresh life with all kinds of ingredients. And there are many things that will come up there, such as trauma healing and your perfect body, fantastic food that truly supports you, building business elements so that you support yourself with sharing the love, which is the mission that you'll find is baked into your twin flame union, and you start to express that. And there are many things that can be, starting to build there. And we do have success. How I work, people do get into the entrance of this life with their true twin flames all the time, because yes, people do get into contact with tools that truly work through me, because that's what I share, and yes, because they go in a relationship with me, so that the thing between the lines that I speak, between the words, is being shared, because I'm a spiritual teacher, which means that something unspoken is being shared with you. And that all the time gives the result that people get closer to their true twin flame. They get to know who the true twin flame is. They get into harmonious union with the true twin flame, which is the state of consciousness or a state of being that you want, because it will be harmonious how you will continue healing and doing that absolutely together and building that life together that you truly want. And also with the true twin flame and not with the false one, because that is just not the one that unlocks all this for you, all these riches, all this abundance, how I call it, the divine abundance that awaits you. And it is connected to this union that your soul achieves with your true twin flame. And that is only that there's a true unlocking, and it just starts to pour into you, etc. But that only unlocks with the true twin flame. Now that is all achieved by being in the state of consciousness or state of being of harmonious twin flame union. That's why I guide people there. I see it happen all the time. I just wanted to be upfront about that and very clear about that, that people that come into contact with me and, you know, make use with that contact with all the incredible avenues that I reach out with so that you can come closer to me. One-on-ones, VIP sessions, the twin flame reset, readings, so many options. And I see it all the time that people go there. I have enough experience now and worked out like the confusion that might be first coming out of such a teacher. And now it's pretty clear that everyone goes there all the time. And this is very unique in the world, but not entirely unique, but it is pretty unique. And yeah, so this is really a teaching that I stand for that is an original in the sense that I reached into that pool of wisdom, of divine energy, of divine knowing, and made that come true for myself. And that's where I speak from. I don't speak from ideas or fantasies, or I hope it's this, or maybe it's that, but we've got to see. I don't speak from those places. I don't speak from, oh, I've read it somewhere, or I've heard of it in another YouTube video. I don't speak from that. I have had a whole journey of getting everything together that I teach and pass on, and the tools and whatnot. And there have been an enormous, like, I don't know, like even like, how do I say that? Like a big bang of experiences that have brought this into being where you are now with me inside of. And that big bang consisted of many elements that I probably will speak more about in books that I'm going to issue and whatnot. I already have books out, by the way, if you want to know more about what I teach and whatnot. It's in the books already, like the basics of it. Yeah, it was like a big bang in which there was a whole, I don't know, like all kinds of happenings and experiences that cemented this all together. That's how I came here, you know? And I think with my little explanation about what I'm doing here with you together, and it only works when we do work together. So I'm very happy that you're here. And there are people here. I'm seeing that. Hi. Nice to see you again. Because Maki is here and she says, hi, Petra. And yeah, we just really get into a relationship like this, isn't it, Maki? That's so nice. I'm so excited for this video. That's really cute. Thank you so much. I know that you really feel about, yeah, you were the one that really feels about the Christ Masters, and you felt that you were so visited by them. Or I don't really remember if you said in dreams, but or just in your intuition, or both, perhaps both, that you felt so much like Jesus and Mary Magdalene, which is part of the Christ Masters. I will talk about why it's called like that they were so close to you. And that is because in my little story of explaining myself here at the start of this video, I came to this big bang of happenings. And the point is that what truly happened there was an equal meeting of me with the Christ Masters. And there was an exchange there. An initiation is also what you could call it. And yes, that has many like aspects of like, ooh, it's like the deeper intuition. Ooh, it's like this invisible spirit meeting that I can access when I just open myself to it in a meditation, or I close my eyes a moment and I let that be on the forefront of my experience, spirit only, and I experience that. Yes, that is fully part of that. But that's not all. Just like twin flames are meant to be the super spiritual, deeper core of everyone, it's not special, it's everyone. That is then lived in the flesh. Just like that, this happening for me, this big bang where this all came into place for me, was not only like an inner thing, a spirit meeting, etc. It was a full combination of being completely in the flesh, meeting people in the flesh, real people, happenings that were real human beings, and that they travel to each other over the entire world and they meet each other, which is what I did. So very interesting, but that was part of how I came to here, to this place, sharing this thing. I don't only share twin flames, but twin flames is the entrance point of this whole life that you can live from unconditional divine love. And that is what the Christed Masters stand for. They exemplify what that is with their life. They're different from what I am, because I am more supposed to be a person, and I am that person that is supposed to be educational. I'm supposed to be explaining it. I'm supposed to give you tools and methods and roads to it and paths. And I'm supposed to guide you along your way. And that's what I'm more about. So that was the exchange about the education of the more the magician and the energy attuned person. That is what I stand for. And the Christ light, direct, unconditional love, direct, stepping into that light of unconditional divine love. These two forces met each other. So that is what happened. Yeah, what did I say? Twin flames are only the start of that. They're just a fundamental element of living in that this is all my heart ever longed for kind of life. But truly, and not as an idea, and not as, my ego wants it. No, it's like the deeper me wants this, longs for it, desires this. And that is entirely different than all kinds of other modalities and people speaking and seemingly wisdom talks. And that's how it's different, or one of the ways that it's different. Anyway, so what is Christed Masters, and how can they help with this fundamental thing of bringing into being this ordering idea of, wait a minute, you are at the spirit level a twin flame, or in other words, you are all the spirit parts that you consist out of. For the very, 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 very most people, that is two twin flames, two complementary expressions in the flesh that belong to one ray of light at the spirit level. I sort of lost my train of thought. How about that? So maybe it's going to be time for a meditation or something. I'm just having this feeling. But let me try to sort of tie my introduction together. How about that? So the Christed Masters can help you step into this fundamental idea of living all the whole life of your heart's desires. And what are the Christed Masters? Yes, they are Jesus the Christ. Yes, it's his twin flame, Mary Magdalene. They're very famous, and there are more soul family members belonging to the soul family of the Christed Masters. That's how I call them, because they have together a sort of an overall overarching mission or purpose to exemplify what it means to live completely in this divine unconditional love, you know? And it's not only Jesus and Mary. Yes, it's also the mother of Jesus, Mary, and her partner in spirit, Joseph. And there are more, and there are many famous. Think about Shakespeare, think about Krishna, think about Buddha, think about Nefertiti. What about that? I felt her coming through myself very much again, because I had earlier meetings with her as well in spirit. Very interesting. Now I brought this topic forward. I felt her coming forward again. So these are the Christed Masters. And I'm talking about the definition of that it is the soul family only of these exact people. It's not, anyone that's very specially spiritual. No, I'm specifically talking about this soul family because they are uniquely in that specific mission for humanity to exemplify that. And, even to the annoying degree, this is really what they are supposed to be doing, to in such a blatant expression that, well, that it also annoys some people, well, to the detriment of their own livelihood, because Jesus was murdered, as we know, because it was so annoying, so quote unquote annoying to how people were used to be thinking in that culture and stuff. They can give you, exemplify that for you, what that love is, that divine love, what is the feeling of life when you step with your true twin flame in harmonious twin flame union. That's like the bigger feeling of life, what you will live inside of together with them in harmonious union. So that's how they can help you, all of them. But it's also much more specific. I don't think I can talk about that in this video, but it's much, 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 much more specific. I think over time, and in the workshop that is coming up for you in around 2 weeks, but that's only, or maybe a little bit online, I'm not sure, but at this moment it's only at my physical location. So for the people that can come there, you're very much invited. There is a link in the description box below that brings you to the web page that describes this workshop. And maybe I can go more into the very specific thing for twin flames and what I specifically went through in that workshop, and or also in the future when I will talk more about this and I will give more stories and I will write a book about it specifically. But there is already a lot in the existing books that are out there. But anyway, there will be more books about it too. And eventually it will all be clarified to you why there is a specific thing. So one of the things that I already talked about in other sort of channeled message videos recently on my YouTube channel is also that there are 14 Christed Masters that are relatively unknown at the earth in the flesh right now. And they also work with the in spirit Christed Masters that are sometimes very well known, such as Mary Magdalene and Jesus, the twin flame couple, as spirit guides to, at this moment in our collective awakening and development as humans, be able to, and more able to, and better able to, they're all here to bring this really to life, that now is the time to really Have that ordering element of being with your true twin flame early in the journey so that you can walk the rest of the journey together and be in that divine love, happiness, and joy early in the journey and walk that path together with each other. And they support that. They're here now. We're here now as humanity in a time in which that is much more possible for many more people, and those Christed Masters support that specifically in this time, right now. And also, as some relatively unknown Christed Master soul family members in the flesh on earth right now, not like Jesus and Mary that I can't visit or call in the flesh. Anyway, so I think that we're going to have a little meditation to feel out what this is all about, why this is so for you in your feeling space right now. So I just want to invite you to take a moment and close your eyes. Why not? You know, it is much more easy to become aware for the very most people on the most life times in your life to connect more easy with your inner space when your eyes are closed. That's why we close them for a moment, and to just become aware of yourself in a deeper way. Maybe you want to sit down somewhere, close the door, and start to feel your breath. Maybe just breathe a little deeper to give yourself an introduction to your own breathing rhythm and feeling that. You know, it's a pretty subtle movement, this breath. When you become aware of it, you just really tune in already to a more subtle layer of yourself. But you really don't need to push yourself or your breath in any direction. Just become aware. So, is the breath able to be felt in the breast? Is it able to be felt in your stomach? Do you feel it in the shoulders? Do you feel it in your arms? The movement might touch your arms as well. Do you feel the breath in your legs? Interesting question. Do your legs move when you breathe? Just an invitation to start to feel a feeling attitude towards yourself with this subtlety of the breath, which means that you become more attuned also to your energy body, which is in and around you. And just invite yourself to feel the entirety of the energy body around you as if you're sitting in an egg out of energy. You're completely sitting inside of it, you're immersed into it. And all of your body, your feet and your legs, and your hips and your belly, and your spine and your chest, and your shoulders and your arms and your hands, and your neck and your complete head with your eyes and your ears and your nose and your mouth and your hair and your skull and your brain, and everything is completely submerged into the energy field. And just allow that. Don't push yourself to the left or the right or below or up. No, just allow to be sensitive in that area. So, this is how you become more and more aware of the subtlety of what you are. And maybe you can feel that there are some parts of you that feel closed and that feel cold. And there are parts of you that feel open and that feel warm. There are parts of you that feel welcomed by you. There are parts of you that feel unwelcomed by you. And just be aware of that. So now you're a little bit more sunken into this energetic awareness and the subtlety of the entirety of you. Now you might become aware that there is an invitation to really get to know what the core of you is, what divine love is, what receiving this divine unconditional love really is, that you live inside of with your true twin flame in harmonious union. Is it that breath? No. Is it the energy body? No. Is it accepting everything that you feel in this more subtle awareness? No. It's even more subtle than that, and more core than that, and more foundational than that. It is just sitting here and letting go of the entirety of your body and your energy body, and welcoming in the new element exactly as how you're sitting there, but welcoming in the new element that arises from within. That is the golden light of the unconditional divine love. And there is someone that wants to bring that to you today. There is a reaching out that comes to you today to bring this golden light in you. And you can receive that in all your subtle awareness of sitting there. And it is the Master Christ, the leader of the Christed Soul family, that wants to come forward with a hand. This hand wants to show you and make you feel, make you aware, bring inside of you this unconditional divine love in the form of golden light. And the hand reaches out from spirit out right now to you. And it does that from a space behind you, because God is behind you, the divine is behind you, and the Christed Soul family, and especially their leader of the Soul family group, stands behind you in everything, in your whole endeavor to be together with your true twin flame. And from that space behind you, that is immeasurably deep and vast, a hand starts to reach forward until it reaches your energy field at the backside, and then it reaches your upper back as a place on your body where the entrance of the divine unconditional love is. Yeah, you may want to breathe a little deeper, because this is the moment in which you can allow the hand of the Master Christ bringing you the golden divine light. You can allow it in energetically from spirit through the upper back, so that you will receive it in the heart space now. And the hand of the Master Christ reaches into your heart space now. And out of the center of the palm of the hand flows like a gentle flow of the most fresh water, the golden light, the unconditional divine love. And it's poured out into the center of your heart. And you can say yes to the receiving of this light now. And the power of all the Christed Masters is behind this reaching out. They all gather together to pour this out in you. Just allow it to touch you in all places inside of you. That you can feel with your sensitive awareness of your body and your energy body, your legs, in your torso, in your arms, in your head, in all the energy fields in and around it, in all your intestines too. And also in all the places that you have no idea of, that you also exist in. You just allow that golden light to be poured in there. Just say yes. The allowing. And all the Christed Masters stand behind this pouring in. Because with their lives, they have exemplified what divine unconditional love is. In so many levels, in so many ways, in so many cultures, in so many specifics that seem very different from one another, looked at it from the outside, but in the inside, it's all this divine golden light. It's all the same. And they're now also here supporting you to manifest in your life the order, the divine order of you and your twin flame. Manifest as a couple, exactly what your heart longs for and knows that exists. And these Christed Masters that specifically are here for you, that too, they also are here, standing behind you, pouring the love. You just have to say yes and let it flow to all the places inside of you. Physically, energetically, and in spirit too. All the places in your spirit that you share with your true twin flame. And let the light touch you that deep. And breathe a little deeper, just to become aware that you're still here. While this is all happening and you say yes to it. It's something that happens simultaneously. The invisible happenings and the physical being here. And trust that it's happening for you. And then also feel that you, having been filled up with this golden light pouring out of the hand of the Master Christ as fresh water from a well, you having been filled up with that, you start now also to overflow to the front of your chest, where you share the space with people, with your twin flame in the flesh. And let it overflow into that space as well, as much as feels good, without losing yourself, while remaining to receive from the Christed Masters directly. So you actually don't do anything, but it will be opened up to the front and mix and mingle with the space in front of your chest, in front of your heart, in front of your torso, in front of you. And that's where this golden light will mingle now too and spread its influence. And let that happen. And take a deeper breath to acknowledge that for yourself and trust that it is happening. Beautiful. Very good. So maybe just thank yourself that you allow this in. Thank yourself that you have let this happen. You can bring your arms up and your hands very slowly and very gently together without pushing the hands towards each other, but laying them flat towards each other with the fingers pointed up. So that's a sort of a prayer gesture with which you can thank yourself. Thank you. You can lay the thumbs to your chest to touch mildly the chest to embrace this gesture even more. As you say thank you to yourself, thank you for allowing myself to receive this light. It's very direct and it's still mingling in front of you with the world that is so called manifested. When you thank yourself for allowing this in, and if that thanking feels enough, you can slowly let your hands flow to another place again where it feels relaxed. Just sit. And you may want to very, very slowly, 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 while getting used to the light and seeing, open your eyes again and come back to the video and take a deeper breath to just acknowledge everything that you've experienced and to allow yourself to ground it also in the seeing world. You don't need to do anything. It's just still here. You're still here. Nothing changed. But now, this extra dimension of the whole manifested and visible world is just added now to where you were, where you are. And you can still remain anchored in that space of the golden light. While you also feel that the hand of the Master Christ has been withdrawing into magnificent depth of the space that is still behind you, that is still supporting you, that is still literally, figuratively, energetically, spiritually, on all levels, still behind you, supporting you. And that vastness and depth, that hand withdraws again for a little while until you invite it again. But the remnants of it, like the being filled up by the golden light, is still here, and you just keep on having that. Nothing changes there, and your connection with it is still here. Your connection is still alive, and all of that is still here. Well, that was like a beautiful little meditation of 15 minutes, or what was it? And I am thinking that I'm going to do some oracle cards. I would like to invite you to describe what you have experienced in the comment field, whether you watch live or at a recording. And I also invite you to write me any questions. I'm seeing all the time this book from this card deck, so we're going to start with it. This is going to be very interesting. We're going to be building on what we have felt until now. And the buildings is starting together with the master magician that I connect with. And that is not of the Christ Soul family, but the significance is that I work with him because I am very much of the inner attunement of that, the magicians, of the energy workers, the educational people. And this is a meeting between me and the Christed Masters that you are invited into. And that's what all my work is. It's a meeting between the Christed Masters and my own universe. The creative universe, the magic universe, the energy universe. Meeting that inner light, inner gold, the bare truth, the divine truth. It's a meeting. The Christed Masters does work together with me, and I am more of the magician kind of thing. And this card deck is how I connect with the Master Magician. You also want for yourself to connect these two worlds. And that is what the twin flame is. That is what the true twin flame signifies. It signifies a world in which you combine the inner golden light and the purity and the truth of it, and the exact order of it. And you combine that with the softness of receiving it in your energy body, of making it come true in your life, in your energy, in your creation. That is the magician's realm. So these two forces work together in you as well. It is the light of the twin flame ray, the twin ray, that you are together with your true twin flame. Becoming true in your life. That's how the Christ Masters and the Magicians universe meet. In you as well. You want to combine that. You want to combine that core, this is my true twin flame, truth, with receiving that in your energy life, which means in the world, in your manifestation, in your life, making it come true. Right. All right, so I have been shuffling the Master Magician's card, and we have two cards that came out. And the first that I saw was this, Organic Balance. This is a number card. And the number is, I think, 6. I'm just going to look in the book. If I know why, but where? I mean, if I know where, then it will work a lot better. Oh my gosh. Yes, number 6, 130. Organic balance emerges from who you are in all dimensions. The stars, too, have roots. That sounds very poetic, the last one. But the first thing is really, really indeed organic balance. I think that what I just talked about, meeting the core inner sort of hard truth almost of the order of the universe, of life, of being with your true twin flame that comes together with that golden wisdom, golden light, and the receiving of it in your energy body, in your life, in your body, manifestation of your life. And that is an organic balance, and it emerges from who you are in all dimensions. 6 is the ray of organic balance, the dynamic equilibrium of the foundation of self combined with the one point of unity. Huh, right. We have this symbol, the stripe, and the point of unity. Yeah. Organic balance is an active process, not a static or fixed state. Drawing this card indicates that wherever you have become static or fixed, be willing to look at balance with the greater picture in mind. Balance is rooted in the totality of who you are. Let your receptive roots run deep, grounding your ability to respond in this world. Bring your essence self into your present expression. Aliveness is derived from essence. Right, that's true. We've been feeling in the meditation the inner divine light, and that makes you alive. That makes your energy body, your expression in the world, makes it alive. That's true. You are the unity that creates organic balance. You are free to choose, respond, give, receive. 6 asks you to respond to life with love, to bring heaven to earth through your embodiment of the 6-pointed star. Embody the divine light in your human form. As you are infused with the vibration of heaven, heaven is brought to earth. As you journey homeward, earth is brought to heaven. Thus is created organic balance, heaven and earth, in symbiotic union. Beautiful. Well, I can feel why we got this one. But we got another one too, and that is the shadow card. It's also in Spanish on the card. So, yeah, I think through this process, what stands between making this come to bloom what you want in this working together of these forces inside of you, what stands between bringing it to bloom, to the expression of being with the twin flame, of everything that you desire manifest in your world right now, like kissing the twin flame and all of that juicy stuff, is the shadow, is what is not yet there, is what is not yet in organic balance, is what is not yet surrendered to this co-creation inside of you. It's not yet aligned with this development. That's why it's not here. But these shadows, when you do such a small meditation or come closer in working with me and with the material and with the tools and whatnot that I stand for and present and whatnot, that is when your shadow will come forward. That is when these blocks will become visible, will become known to you. This is when what stands between you and your full self in the bloom of your twin flame union is going to be presented to you. And that can be such a disappointment, but it's only going to be disappointing to the ego, which is the same as the shadow. It's actually good that this happens because it needs to be pushed forward. It needs to be presenting itself to you so that you will get to know what it is, 140, so that you can let it go. That is the purification process. It is very simple what it is. You have one true twin flame. You're created with them at a point where the creator created your ray of light in which you are one. And you can be with them now in the flesh because what is created in truth can be lived on the earth. End of story. Just do it, right? Easy enough. That's how you're created. Nothing more natural. But it's not made come true yet. That's the point. That's why we do this work. That's why we do inner work. That's why we do healing videos. That's why we work one-on-one. That's why we have a relationship so that you can work this out. How it will be in truth when you really manifest it, when it really becomes true for you. It's just That's why we have this work. That's why the Christed Masters are supporting you, because there's work. There is a work, a purification that is going to be needed. And yes, you are already this simplicity of the divine love and truth. You are already that, but it hasn't manifested itself fully yet, isn't it? So that is like the training, if you will. That is the healing, if you will. That is what we're doing here. That is why we bring you this work. Yeah. Otherwise, it wouldn't be necessary, isn't it? But there's nothing wrong with you. You are already divine, but you're on a path of making that present in all its splendor in actual real life results. And I am going to now first read Maki's comment, and then I'm going to perhaps also look a little bit more in the shadow card in the book, but I want to read her comment. I feel so giddy and childlike after the meditation. That's beautiful. I saw the golden light making me shine like the sun, and I heard the Christed Masters called me golden child. That's beautiful. They said they'll take care of me. That's for sure true. You can connect with them and they'll really help you in the most practical sense sometimes. It's really marvelous because it's real. This stuff is real. Because your deeper truth is also real, because your true twin flame is also real. We are multidimensional co-creators, and that's just what we are. And you can also say we're twin flames. You can also say we're humans. We're just human. But the human part is really the soul, and not, oh, I'm just going to be focused on that I'm a body and I need to eat every day and drink and whatnot. That was a drink. The drink gesture. Oh. That's not the core. The core is your soul. I love that you feel so alive. I think you're saying that you feel so alive after the little meditation. That's beautiful. I saw the golden light making me shine like the sun. Yeah, that's because you are. That's what you are. But the shadow is sometimes also becoming more obvious through processes like that. And it will be pushed out. That's a purification. And the card means shadow, reaction, resistance, attachment, unfinished business, unexpected aspects, hidden potential, journey to wholeness, healing destructive family patterns, and internalized father mother. Oh, yes. And do we have a lot of that kind of patterning of how you grew up, what your programming of your culture was, what the programming of your mother and father did to you? And yeah, that sometimes very well, toxic. And also when it is completely invisible to you at this moment, it might still be actually a very big part of what's going on and with your shadow. Profound insights and empowerment await your journey into the smoky mirror of shadow's vision and wisdom. Shadow is simply the unseen faces of the light, your unfinished business, your fears and doubts, the parts of yourself that you normally avoid or hide. Shadow, the unexpressed, holds the most powerful potentials and important tools for transformation. Shadow gifts you with the vision of how your illusions, your beliefs, judgments, fears, and limitations are the only things that stand between you and the light. Your shadow will offer you signs for growth in everyday life. When you have a charged reaction to any person, situation, or issue, this is a clear signal that a shadow aspect is asking to be seen, owned, and thus transformed. Be direct about sharing what you normally withhold. Fully experience and express your emotions. Honor your relationships by your willingness to address shadows with others. Your reward will be deeper intimacy, love, and self acceptance. And when you work completely through your shadow, you become all that you are and all that you can be, which is the whole purpose of this work and this journey. Yes, so this also points to when you feel that you're upset by something in your life, that's your shadow and you need to do something about that. And that is also why we do the key tool, why I provided it in the first place to do this deeper work. But sometimes we still do the key tool while still avoiding the actual deeper work. But the more you do it, the more you will go deep with it as well, as deep as is needed to clear and purify yourself from shadow. And the key tool is able to be found when you go to my channel page on a desktop computer and put in the search bar of my channel page, not of YouTube in general, the word key, Key, and then you'll find a video about it. There are many resources that I give away just like that about it. And you'll find the most of them in our Facebook group, which is really our living room. And you're very welcome to come share the space with us there. Almost every day, there are things to do, there are things to learn. You can research the key tool with all kinds of material, videos, and downloads. That's why we do that. That goes into this idea of the shadow. And the whole thing, the message of the master magician, that is the meeting between the master magician and the Christed masters that we're doing it in this video. We're meeting this because what I stand for is that meeting. What happened is that meeting. How I am able to pass on harmonious twin flame union, the consciousness state for twin flames, is through that meeting. What we've seen now is that we've let in the golden light, guided by the hand of the Master Christ in the meditation. And we've now seen that it brings our energy, our expression, our universe, our creation, ourselves in the physical into a new organic balance. And what will push out is also the shadow that you can process then and let go of, become aware of what it is. Also, yes, through what you're upset about in your twin flame. That one is exactly what we're talking about, but also what you're upset about in anyone else or in the world or in yourself, in your past or your future or whatever. That is what you can handle with the key tool, which is the basis of all the tools that I can help you with. But there's much more as well. Worked out versions of that key tool. That is how you come to the purification in that physical world where you want to be together with your twin flame, you see. And when it's purified, that's going to be clarified who it really is. They can be with you in a harmonious way instead of an awful way. They will be able to be with you all the time, etc. That's where you want it to manifest. All right. We got it now, Petra. Let's do something else. I'm just also going to ask, very funny, but also like unexpected. Hey, Julia, there you are. Welcome in the live. Woo! We are going to also ask the Dragon Fae for what they want to say, which is also very interesting that I felt so much guided to do what the Dragon Fae want to say, because that's not Christed Masters, but they guide everything that we do here. And they give me this, the wild, like chaser? Or how do you say that? Hunter. Wild hunter, that's a better word. I need to translate that for a moment. Wild hunter. See your shadow. Well, this is exactly what we've been talking about just now. So this Dragon Fae, which is a manifested in the energy world on the earth, a foundational creational energy of the dragons that can help you with facing that shadow. And this is exactly the one that is about that. She's really like a shadowy person. Ooh. All right. Wild huntress. That's, I think, how it translates. Look your shadow in the eye because you can stare it down and it will disappear. So, whatever your problem is with your twin flame that you're not together yet in this beautiful romantic relationship, founded by unconditional divine love, that is that shadow. You know, that is a manifestation of that. We're like, oh yeah, but my twin flame is not yet with me, and I don't like that, and I want to repair that. How? Well, that is the shadow. There is something going on why that is not so yet, and that is that shadow. That's always the case. Also, when you think, oh no, but I do everything right, I do so much my best, there's always something. And that's not to say that you do something wrong, not at all. It's to say that you're on a journey in which you become aware what is standing between. You become aware what is the shadow to be able to let go of it. Because only when you become aware, you can let it go. And don't think that I don't know what I talk about. Oh my God. Yeah, I've seen myself. War and peace. Well, I guess that's also from the Mary Magdalene Oracle this time. A message about the same. Do you want to have war or peace with yourself? Do you want to have war with your shadow? Or can you say, okay, I have an indication what I need to heal because my twin flame is not with me. Oh, thank God for the reflection that the world is, including my body is also part of the world. The manifested realm, energy and manifest, the energy and physical, that realm. I'm so grateful that now I know what to do because my twin flame is da-di-da-di-da. Well, fill it in. And now I know that that is where the shadow is, my shadow. That I can repair, that I have the capacity to go deep with. And that's often opposite than what people think about the true twin flame. They think the twin flame is someone else. And with a little bit of tweaking in the direction of manipulation, they can bring them back to them. No. Well, first of all, the twin flame is not another person. And second of all, manipulation never does it. And you miss completely the purification of yourself that you can see in the projection of what you see in them, which brings you more space to be able to be filled up with your received golden light, helped by the Christed family. You know, you should be happy that your twin flame points you to where you can become more opened up to receive more divine unconditional love in you. You should be grateful for that. But sometimes it can be difficult to discern what it really is and how that really plays a role in you and what it can be called. And that's why I give sessions. That's why I meet you. That's why we do coaching. That's why we have VIP sessions. That's why we do all these things to help you to face it and give you that guidance that brings you through all these points. And that guidance does never need to stop, even when you are in harmonious twin flame union. So now we're going to look in the Egyptian cards I have been looking into the last couple of days into remembering more about my work about Atlantis, because that is a memory that my soul has of a primordial time in which I had a similar role. And there's always a Christed soul family member that wants to come forward in such a culture, and a magician person that also comes forward, and they exchange. And many of the memories, so that happens like in all times and cultures. It's a timeless idea, but it's also true now. And I experienced it in the flesh. It's not a meditation only. In these memories, there's a lot of magical, energetic information, like wisdom, that is anchored there, and that becomes more and more available again for me now in this life to help you, yeah, also with that. And much of this symbology and wisdom of the Atlantic period and the Atlantean people has been remembered in the Egyptian culture as a very ancient version of remembering that. That's why this is relevant. And yes, there are also Christed soul family members from Egypt, from Egypt, that play a role in how I speak about them and how I co-create with them. And one that is close to my heart is Akhenaten and his wife and twin flame Nefertiti. Nefertiti, maybe they say, but I think I've heard that it should actually be pronounced as Nefertiti. Interesting, right? Anyway, so this card I got from the Egyptian deck, and I need to translate it for you now. It looks as though the hand of the Master Christ is shown here. Gosh, right from the primordial time of Atlantis, because they're eternal beings. Wow. The text on the card, translated into English, is detachment. Detaching from something or someone that is holding you back in your freedom. Let go of control, and then surrender will become more easy. There will be a new path and a new perspective for you dawning on the horizon. Visualization idea: cut the energetic bond with something or someone that does not serve you anymore. Very interesting. So, what can that be for you? Write it down now in the chat or as a comment. And when you feel like, well, I don't dare to write my personal thing down, that's too naked here, then just give us a yellow heart. What about that? A yellow heart, just like my shirts today, but also the color of the golden light poured into your heart that we did in the meditation. And if you missed that, like Julia, it's really great to watch this video again in the recording, because we have a beautiful meditation if you weren't here earlier. So there is something now inside of you that forms a shadow, something or someone that forms your shadow. And you are invited to let that go right now. This video is for you, an indication that you can let it go right now. and that you're meant to do that. So what is that exactly? Feeling your heart right now. Maybe close your eyes for a moment to just become aware what that is. Maybe you just feel a feeling, that's okay enough. Maybe it becomes more concrete for you, like a person or a name or a thing. What can you leave behind now? Yeah. And then when it's clear, gently allow it to flow away from you right now. And let it take away everything from your energy field that belong to it. And just allow it. Just say yes to the allowing. Okay, you can go now. Okay, all the sensations in and around me, in my body, in my energy body, underneath me, in me, behind me, beside me, above me, every sensation that has something to do with that is allowed to fizzle out of my experiential field now. You're allowed to go. Maki says, I think it's self doubt for me. Beautiful. Yeah, yeah. Let it fizzle out of you while feeling grateful in your heart now that it was here for so long, helping you, seemingly, but in the new light, in the new golden light, it's no longer helping you because golden light has taken the place of that. You can just let that out of your field. And breathe a little bit deeper, just to acknowledge for yourself, hey, we did something good here. And yeah, very nice. And the invitation is always to, well, to keep on coming back because you know what? That may sound that may sound controlling, but it's not at all because the point is that we want to go through all these kinds of movements in a way that is permanent and keep on coming back to this place where your transformation that this is sacred, is holy, is treated as such, is safe. So that's where you can see how you start to transform. And that's where you can keep on tuning in. And that's how you keep yourself on the path of still having let it go and not take it back. Not like, oh yeah, that was cool, Petra, but I'm just going to go off. I'm going to do my own thing. And I'm just going to take that on again, that little self-doubt over there. No, it's cool actually. Let's just jump on my wagon again. Oh, cool. So now I'm together with my self-doubt again. Then you only just healed it for 5 minutes, right? That's not what we're doing here. What we're doing here is really give you the impetus, like the acknowledgement for permanent transformation. And that's what that is with the true twin flame. It's a permanent transformation into the version of you that you are in your true union, which is an experience that does bring everything that your heart desires. But you will need to let go of that. Oh, that was nice. It was a little bit of healing, and now I jump back into who I was because I need to go to my work tomorrow, or I don't know what kind of things we think of that we need to do, and I can't be permanently transformed here. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, if you want to be with your true twin flame, that's the whole point. That's that's their function in your life, to have you permanently transformed, and that's also their love for you. But you transform into all that your heart desires, so you don't need to be afraid of that. But you need to have examples for yourself to sense and feel that that is really so, and then you start to trust it more. That's human. I understand that. All right, let's go look here. Yeah, I have been looking in this Atlantis stuff the whole week. No, half of the week. I don't know. I was remembering more and more about it, and I'm planning a book that talks about all of these things. And yeah. So these are angel answers. So I think we're going to get some clarity, ask for help from others. Yeah, so I think that's what we were talking about. I'm here for this reason, to help you in the permanent transformation that keeps on transforming, so to speak. That is what the twin flame is for you, and you can safely live there and be happy. That's what it is. That's what the twin flame is. That's what it is. So, and this one I feel also, and it leads to abundance. So, in this permanent transformation, where you can truly settle and live together with your twin flame, traveling in the space of the golden light, the unconditional divine love, what that means is your abundance. So that's why my Facebook group is called Your Abundance, of course. Facebook group is accessible in a link in the description box. Yeah, so I felt that the angels wanted to help me too, which is funny because also that is not the Christ Masters itself. But the Christ Masters, they're really here to point you to the truth. They're here to point you to this love. It's, in a way, it's not about them, but they do take that role for you, to be a teacher that helps you, for you, so that you are helped. All right. Yeah, what does that mean, what I just said? I don't know. This is another angel, or a concrete angel that wants to help you now. Angel of God, there are 72 angels of God that help me. And they are subtle beings of light that the Christ Masters also feel and also relate to, etc. Angel 36 wants to help you. She or he is holding something blue in the hands. A subtle structure. Very interesting. Let's see what it means according to the book. I also need to look into the book to see how you pronounce it. Menorda. The Honorable God. That's what it means, the name. It stands for medicine and healing, advice, luck in changes of residence, luck in changes of residence, helpfulness, vocation, career, and finding a job, cooperation, availability, and altruism, truth and freedom found in work, inner work, willpower, discovering potential, dedication, and devotion. Very interesting. It has a very refreshing feeling of a help to find your purpose in the healing work that brings you your true twin flame, because you will step into your complete abundance of your soul. It unlocks that, and only the true twin flame in harmonious twin flame union unlocks that. And it means that you can be truly loving to other people. It means that you stand in your purpose. It means you stand in your being a pillar of golden light for the world, for other people. Your mission, your work. Your inner work means that you stand for outer work too, for mission, for sharing, for helping people, for people providing you with means to give back to you, because you do that. Julia says, we hold the keys to union. We do. And there are helping forces. The Christ Masters help you. Jesus and Mary Magdalene are very much felt by people in the community now. And that is because they help you. Sometimes the angels are very much felt by people in the community, and that's because they help you. And in these relationships, we find the keys to union. You are a relationship. That's also why we talk about the Christ Masters. Oh, we're going to go to Divine Mother, I think, represented by Mother Mary, which is also a Christ Master in the soul family of the Christ Masters. What did I want to say? So your mission, your feeling of purpose, your sharing of your unconditional divine love, what we felt in the meditation already, that it starts to share up front and mingle with the world. That is what this angel helps you with. And that is a pillar in making come true your twin flame union, what you want. That is quite unknown. You need to start sharing the love, which is your mission, which is work in a sense, which is preparing yourself for the true work that you're going to do with your twin flame here on earth. That is a pillar of twin flame work. When you start to attune to that idea, it will be more easy, more accessible for you to step into your twin flame union. And I do teach about that too, specifically because I know it is really such a pillar that supports your twin flame work. I am also a full-blown business coach even. I have a full business book that you can buy already right now. That might support that endeavor, but there's much more. There's more to say about what it is for you, how to start sharing that heart, what that means, and how that falls into place with your life, with the world, etc. Much wisdom about that. And that is a true pillar of bringing the twin flame more close. Right? I felt like I was actually sort of closing another topic. I wanted to still close another topic off that I was talking about at the same time, but now I sort of lost that. Not sure. Was I talking about Julia's We Hold the Keys to Union? Who knows? And I was already going towards Divine Mother in the form of Mother Mary of the Christ family. And I got the card, so let's look at that card. Why not? Our Lady of the Dark Mysteries. Ooh, that is very interesting. The Dark Mysteries. I have many names and faces, but behind those names and faces, I am your loving mother always. I come to you in light and darkness, through joy, and even, my beloved, through loss and tragedy. I am always your loving mother. I am seeking you, reaching for you, calling you to me. If you can know this, then great peace and spiritual power will be yours. And you can assist me in enlightening this world from fear and distrust into a place of compassion and divine radiance unveiled. Remember me always. I am your loving mother always. It can be easier to sense the presence of the Divine Mother when she appears through her light face, in compassion, gentleness, and charity. It can be more challenging to accept and honor her presence through her dark face. Her dark face may be manifesting through death or loss, through tragedy, trauma, or crisis, through confusion, or even through meeting our inner demons of great fear, attachment, or hate. Her dark face is no less loving than her light, no less radiant, though one may have to look through the eye of the heart to see the vivid light that may seem veiled through circumstance. If we are encountering the dark face, of Divine Mother, sometimes known as the Black Madonna, we are being initiated into a very powerful and precious spiritual consciousness, and we will be granted the ability to find love, healing, and peace even from the darkest of human experiences. It is the power of unconditional light that is granted by the Black Madonna. As paradoxical as that may seem, it is tremendous spiritual power that is not held back by an ego desire to only experience the pleasurable side of life, denying the value or necessity also of its pain. Isn't that interesting? So much we talked about the shadow as well, because the Christed Masters point us to the true God, let's say, the true divine force, the true source, the true creator. And that is always the one that is beyond good or bad, dark and light, difficult, shadow, light, and joy. That's a dichotomy. But the true light that Jesus Christ will point you to, that Mary Magdalene will point you to, that Mary, the mother of Christ, wanted to point you to, that Nefertiti wants to point you to, that Krishna wants to point you to, that Buddha wants to point you to, that Shakespeare wants to point you to, with his plays full of silly darkness of humanity and light acts as well, and laughter. Behind that, beyond that, is the true divine. So with your twin flame, you're also not only going to experience the love and the light and the kisses, but you're also going to encounter your shadow and the Black Madonna and what she wants to bring to you, because it is a richness that the mixture of both brings, so that your true abundance can come forward from the true divine light, the true creator that is beyond good and bad and dark and light. It comes from beyond that. Christed Masters want to point you to that, to that you don't need to be afraid of your disasters, your ego, other people's disasters or ego, the world's awfulness. They're only part of the superficial mirror that life is, so that you can become aware of what is beyond. And on that journey, your true twin flame is your eternal partner that connects with you in that beyond love. So also with them, between you, you can experience the shadow, the difficulty, which is all a mirror of what is also inside of you, because at the core you're one. So it has to be, if that's not true, then it's not your true twin flame. I've said this already many times, isn't it? Sometimes I was like, oh, maybe we can move on from all of that right now. But I think as long as I will make twin flame videos, I will be talking about that. My twin flame videos have the depth of talking about the divine order of everything. They come from a work and a place and an experience and a having made come true myself as the teacher of an entire occult world that is about the deeper experiences that we all go through on our journey to making come true the full light of the true divine in our real life. The twin flame points to the fact that it must be as well as difficult as good. You're kissing after you have worked out a very deep childhood programming that was in you and in them as well, in a little bit different ways, maybe in a little bit like opposite way, but still. And you had, you know, how do you say it, upset each other very much in that kind of way so that it can come out and you'll be purified of it, both of you in your own way. That was very complementary also in the shadow way, so that you can then have a deeper kissing session, you know, the deeper joy that comes afterwards. And then another shadow comes up in the both of you, and it can be met so that you can then come together again afterwards, deeper, even more divine love. That's why it's a transformation path. That all this energy work, soul education can be a contribution to be able to walk that fully and correctly and with support. That's what we do here. And that means that you walk together in the divine light of the true God, let's say. Because you allow for this purification of the shadows that come up in your relationship together. And to then, as a result, have a deeper love together. And repeat and deeper. And you make that movement together with both of you walking forward in the direction of the divine truth, of unconditional love, of golden light, in the space of that light already, in the space of that love already, as the bigger whole that is in and around you while you go through these experiences of shadow and healing it so that you join each other with more love, and the deeper shadow so that you join each other with more love. And what is in and around it is the divine light, the golden light, the unconditional love that the Christ masters try to point you to in any culture of the Christ in his time. And he came to teach the Jewish people. Christianity was only formed of a memory of what he had been teaching. And there are Christ masters in all kinds of times and cultures that try to point you to this culture and timeless, eternal value of golden light, of the divine, that is direct, which you can walk into as if you're walking into the sunset together with your true twin flame. And it will be your companion on that journey anyway. So better make it harmonious and enjoy it. That's what we do here. Better find a true twin flame with whom you're actually, truly, continually, eternally walking into that sunset together. Into the light of the golden light of the divine. And make that harmonious and make that permanent and make it go smooth, that process. That's what we do. That's what it's about. No matter what you've heard on other places. All right, what was this? Oh yeah, that was, of course, the Black Madonna. So that was another acknowledgement of this whole theme, right? But Angel 36, I think, helps you with smoothing this out. And when you stand, like this angel pointed out, in your mission which gives shape to the purpose of true twin flames in harmonious union, walking into that sunset. You will feel correct with all these movements that have black and white and dark and light and shadow and purification of shadow. You will feel good about that because that means that you can stand there in mission, in purpose. It's purposeful that this is happening. It's good that this is happening. It is helpful for other people that this is happening. It's the basis through which everything comes to you, situations that you can contribute to from this love, abundance flowing to you as a result. Okay. These were all the decks that I prepared, but let's do another one of the Roses Oracle. Does anyone have a question or an experience? Oh, here it is. Trust the seasons. Embrace change, life cycles, getting over the threshold, growth. Oh, did we just talk about that? And don't you want to do that together with your true twin flame, right? It's the love of loves that will truly love you. And not only your superficial niceties, and not only for the joy of the honeymoon, but for the real deal. And this is also why you quickly, when you are in harmonious union and your real deep, nasty childhood trauma will be awakened because of the dynamic between the both of you, and you get through that to completion, you feel that you have established such a deep foundation for your relationship that's like far beyond what people have that are in a relationship in our societies and that get married in our societies. It's just, it starts to feel like you're already beyond, this the idea of the psychological development of this 7-year itch in being married, or the midlife crisis for married couples. You're beyond that. Not immediately with harmonious union, because it's just a choice to live this harmonized relationship made on the soul level. But when you go through the full-blown, like deeper, the resolution of the deeper childhood trauma and attachment trauma that everyone goes through, that might very well, very possibly be coming up like a volcano between you and your true twin flame, to then be fully released to completion. And that's when you start to see these results, like, oh, now I start to be like even beyond the midlife crisis in a marriage, kind of psychological development that you might see. Because you're already coming from another place. You're coming from the divine love, the unconditional love, instead of what society sees as the personality love, uh, quote unquote. that is often not that. It's often, I want to be with someone that I like the personality of. I want to be with someone so that I can be financially stable. I want to be with someone because then I can have a family. I want to be with someone because I don't want to be alone. I want to be with someone because society pushes me in that direction. I want to be accepted by my family. I want to be accepted by society. I don't want to be alone, etc., etc. Or the feeling of soulmates. Oh, we're such soulmates. But that just means that you vibrate at a similar vibration at that moment, which can be pretty bad if you feel pretty bad. That's you're vibrating on a pretty bad vibration. But there will be a soulmate that comes to match you in that vibration, which is just someone that matches you there. And it can also be beautiful. I'm at a pretty beautiful vibration and someone comes to match me there. I call it a soulmate. Fine, beautiful. Okay. But it's not your twin flame. So even after many lifetimes, there will still be an end to that being together because there's more to be gotten in that development. Just like there's more to be gotten than only financial stability, there's more to be gotten than just someone that you think or believe fits your personality, someone that wants to be with you too, so that you can fight society together or something, or comply with society together because you get acknowledgement through it. There's so much more than all these things together. But it means letting go of all these things together at the root of what they are. And that's what we often don't realize, that we need to let go of all these things that it is not. They will be revealed to us when we go deeper in this journey. It will be also revealed to us that this is not it. That's when you might see that you're doing the journey correctly. But it can take a long time for some people sometimes to really start to do the journey correctly. You need to let go of all these things that are like almost it and start to see that it's really not. And then you start to invite the true thing, and that is beyond all of this. Because it's about real love. That is the basis of what you are already. That's true for everyone, and everyone sort of has maybe a relationship with that. But they don't take that as the benchmark for their main relationship. But you can do that. And that's the true twin flame. To take the unconditional divine love as the benchmark for relating also for a life partner also. It's just not a life partner, it's the life partner. And for people that genuinely are on a gradual journey in the direction of feeling the inner light in themselves and making that come true, they eventually will arrive at their true twin flame. But what is possible in the work that I stand for, and together with the Divine Masters, and especially also the newest, how can we say, rolling out of Christ Master impulse that we live in right now as a people, that I am initiated in, that mm, famous twin flames such as Jesus and Mary Magdalene work as spirit guides at the background for to aid to roll this harmonious twin flame union state of consciousness idea out in real life. They support that. that is, well, it's real, and it's something that really cannot be attained now. That is not all of the other thing. And it can be attained by, what was I saying? People that are genuine in going into the direction of the golden divine light. And they will eventually reach the true twin flame when they keep on going. But what is possible now in this new light, this new time, is that you actually save time. Save time and already know who it truly is pretty early on. Already know what it truly is about to be with your true twin flame right now, and start to, from the inside out, experience this whole being human from that inner divine light out, and being transformed in your body and energy body because of it. It can feel for people like a pretty big leap, pretty big step, like a too big step, like an almost too big step, to know now, where they're now in their spiritual journey, who the true twin flame is, what they always, when they're really genuine, eventually will know and be with. But to have that now and know that now, that seems like a too much of a big step for many people. Maybe you don't realize that, because very many people speak about the twin flame as if they have already made that come true, which is really not always the case. Or they get to know who it truly is, for instance, via me. And it's like almost, it's such a big leap to know that now, that they don't like it, believe it or not. And that's up to them. So, but it also entails this a relatively big leap in your spiritual journey right now, that immediately refers to the core of this divine light, the golden light, and is some sort of a, you have made a breach, is that the word? A breach into the dam between the both of you. You have like breached the dam to go completely to source. So there is a vortex of source love, unconditional divine love, golden light between you both, that starts to work, and working always, and reach the world, reach people, reach you. That's also why this feeling of mission and purpose starts, because it, and also how the vortex also calls in your abundance. You breach the dam to reach source love, so that this vortex comes into being, just like it happened for Jesus and Mary Magdalene, just like it happened between Mary and Joseph, just like it happened between Akhenaten and Nefertiti. And that is, you're starting to be a whole transformational channel for other people. So that's the feeling of being in your mission. That's how it is a transformative path in which you both walk parallel and equal to each other, to the source of where this vortex came from. This is why it is an ascension path after all, because if you keep on walking, eventually, the ascension is also here together with the twin flame. But don't think that you'll start to change into a light and throw the flesh of the body beside you after a year or something. That's not what that, don't think that. It's more of a reorientation of yourself towards looking to that vortex for making your self-assessment instead of looking to the body for making a self-assessment. That change of attitude in life, in everything life, is part of what becomes more of an idea of the ascension attitude. And then eventually, yes, there also might be an ascension, that this is an ascension path, but don't be too weird about that. Like, oh yeah, I know who my twin flame is. Ah, let's grab them by the hand. And are we already in harmonious union, Petra? Please say yes, please say yes. Oh yeah, we are. Well, now, it's what is it, May now? Well, I give it to September, and then we must have become only light and thrown the body aside. Oh no. But eventually, this idea is an ascension path. The whole point that it does refer directly to this inner truth of the organization of creation that you are embodying, which is being a twin flame. That fact is what the Christ Masters stand for, and they stand for ascension, for that walking in that direction of ascension. But as you know from this entire video, and if you want to watch the entirety of it, I completely support that. I advise that. Just watch the recording if you missed the beginning. We combine that with being right now also fully filled and happy and soft and exchanging with yourself and creating with the body, with the energy body, with the manifested world, with being at home in a manifested world. That is completely part of what we do here. But because there's this core of divine light that you reach with your twin flame, where you breach the dam to go to source directly, because you are with your true twin flame in harmonious union, so that this vortex comes into being, that is the alignment with your true source, through which you do guarantee yourself that this is in fact also an ascension path in the long term. Which guarantees yourself that you will experience the happiness about being together with your true twin flame. Together with the shadow, which then both refers to the joy beyond both. That you feel God's love. That's what it will be. And that will be your heart's desire, and making come true everything that your heart desires. So that's how it's also going to be an ascension path. And I don't say these words lightly, although I do not necessarily always speak with the specific words that need to be only these words and never another word. That's not really how I generally would like to address things. But sometimes when I use a certain word, I do mean something very specific. And I could, explain that to you, why that is so and not something else, etc. But I don't use that word lightly. It's more because I've, through very many experiences, had that revealed to me that is so. It's really not supposed to be all difficult and spiritually difficult, and I need to study all these terminologies. That's not what it's supposed to be. Of course, you should just be able to live. But for educational purposes, it's very good, I think, to give it all a place for yourself. And that's also one of the ways how I can help you and guide you and clarify things for you that you are actually experiencing. So I think we're going to get one more card from this Oracle of the Roses. The Great Mother. Surrender to the mystery. Fall into her arms. I speak a lot about I'm helped by Divine Mother, the Christed Masters, Jesus and Mary, Akhenaten and Nefertiti, Saint Francis and Clare, and all the others. They all have connection with the Great Mother, with Divine Mother. And that's where they get their wisdom. That's a direct tapping into the mother birthing this golden light. The Great Mother is right behind, right? We experienced in the meditation that behind you, you can feel the Master Christ reaching out with the light. But right behind all Christed Master twin flame duos, twin flame unions, stands Divine Mother. And you see that expressed for all of them. Some are more open about it than others. The Great Mother, the Divine Mother. Surrender into the mystery so that you fall into her loving arms. So at that note, we're going to close it off. I hope this was helpful. Be assured that you can take part in a workshop in 2 weeks' time on June 1st, Saturday, in my own home in Arnhem, the Netherlands, in Europe, if that feels for you, in a workshop, and the link is below. I think there will be more things about the Christed Masters in other videos. There are a couple of videos already out. I will put them in the description box also, in which I channel Jesus, I channel Mary Magdalene, and I channel the Master Christ. And I just hope that, I express more and more about, and I hope I did that in this live, in which I expressed more and more about what this really means, what this really means for twin flames, what it really means for me, and to give you an experience about what this meeting with the Christed Masters entails and how it helps you, and all the things that I express and that I say, I only express because of them. So I hope this helped. If you have anything to add or to ask or what have you, please reach out to me and just, send me a message. Let's discuss. And if you want to express yourself, let's again invite you to put in the comment or in the chat the yellow heart of the golden light in the heart that has been poured inside of you through the meditation that was earlier in this video. Put a heart in to express yourself that you are with me here and that you have enjoyed it. And so that I can see that you followed the video and that you are in accordance with it. All right. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for commenting, Maki, Julia. I just hope to see you real soon again. Let's connect soon again. Oh, there is the golden light heart from Maki. It works. Yay. Let's connect soon again. I always give a lot of opportunities to connect and to really get the most out of these connecting opportunities. Come to our Facebook group. The link to it is in the description below. And you will also have access to the most wanted and also the most inexpensive ways to work one-on-one with me if you're in the Facebook group. So I certainly advise that in so many ways. I would love to know more about your journey, about your true twin flame, and I would love to see you get to your harmonious union. So let's keep coming together and let's let the love flow between us. We can be in this relationship that will be helpful for you. And through that, you will also be in a relationship with the Christed Masters that will help you as well. All right. Again, thanks for watching and participating, and I will see you all real soon. Love from Petra.